Greetings and welcome to Jefficho Films, a 1985 movie about space vampires that steal blood to stay young and save their dying planet? Well, sign me up. So let's review Evils of the Night. The movie starts out with an alien spacecraft that looks completely different when it lands, and some dude and chick are making out in the woods, and across from them, people on the beach getting high, and they go for a skinny dip, and everybody just starts getting it on. It's a bold choice to start your movie like this. The couple in the woods are having sex now, and some dude chokes him from behind. Usually you have to pay extra for that, and he presumably dies, and I'm assuming the chick too. And then Billy gets out of the water with his girl, and he goes to get a towel and presumably dies, as does she. Now we're in a hospital, and judging by the outfits, these are lesbian alien chicks, and Billy's still alive. I'm guessing they're just kidnapping people then. These alien bastards are extracting things from their blood so that they can live longer. They also have these cool little radio rings where they can talk to each other. Billy escapes and goes out the door, and I'm guessing that alarm was sounded. He hides pretty poorly before he gets ring-fisted to death. The next day we go back to the beach, more people in the water having some summer love fun. 12 minutes in and they're sure hitting their nudity quota. Eddie's spying on some topless girls who are just sunbathing each other, and his girlfriend gets upset. She's like, "What's wrong with me?" "I don't think he likes your 80s hair." Now it's night and sitting around the campfire, weird shit happens when you hang out with your friends.
Nancy's right. The real test of a man is by what he's got hanging.
All right, let's see how long you can hold that over the fire. I dare you.
What are you doing? Ron, you burn that and you're sleeping alone the rest of your life.
Eddie and Joyce break into a house they claim is abandoned and start fooling around. I feel like I'm going to be saying those words a lot. And then some mysterious figure grabs a crowbar. Ron and Nancy are going to get married in a month, and they're hanging out with their friends right now. They decide that they're going to go to sleep, so everybody grabs their sleeping bags, and Ron and Nancy are hit with some lovemaking music, and they decide to get it on, but they literally just saw somebody in the woods, so they're expecting an audience. Eddie and Joyce hear a noise during mid-coitus, so he stops having sex with his pants on, and then he does them up, and then he goes through a door, and they're undone again. Where's the consistency? Eddie checks out the kitchen, but there's nobody in there, so he heads back to Joyce, and then we see a mysterious figure grab a knife from the kitchen. That's 2 weapons now. We better see them used. Eddie and Joyce decide to drive off, and then Ron and Nancy get abducted during sex. What's on that rag? Chloroform? That stuff takes about 20-30 minutes to work. Look it up. Stupid movie logic.
What was that?
Those are the sounds of lovemaking.
These 2 gas station rejects drive them to a hospital, and they unload Nancy, and it's controlled by the aliens. I guess nobody else goes there because, the hospital would be busy, and then the law enforcement would find out that it's run by aliens, but none of that ever gets brought up. Ron wakes up in the truck, and he gets out, and he starts fighting the dudes, and then he escapes, and hides really badly too, and then he gets knocked out by a piece of plywood. Heather, Brian, and Connie are looking for Nancy and Ron the next day, and they can't find them, so they go down to the gas station mechanic shop and ask around there to see if they know anything. They didn't, so back to the beach. They're just gonna go back to the water and jump around in the water and have fun. Yeah. Some dude finds a pair of panties. I don't think they're gonna fit you, dude.
Hey, check this out.
What is it? A lizard?
Stop! Say no!
Kurt and Fred are working on a car, and they decide to knock out this guy, and then they call the hospital and said they have another one for them. Then the nurse comes by and says she needs 10 more. She has a certain type, and a deadline in 2 days. Nancy struggles with an alien nurse who's trying to inject her with something, and then she ends up ring-fisting her unconscious. And then the nurse reports to Doctors Zarma and Kozmar. You see, the aliens got their scheduling wrong here. In this college town, everybody's gone away for their summer vacation, so it's hard for them to find teens.
Where are the students?
Well, Network was correct up to a point. But research didn't know about summer vacations. The college is closed until September, which is too late for our purposes.
That's ridiculous.
Heather, Brian, and Connie are just chilling around the fire until Brian annoys them. And then Heather and Connie decide to go sleep in the car. And I agree with you, Heather.
Let's see if we can get some real music in this godforsaken wilderness.
not country. I hate country.
They proceed to have a conversation that's very weird, as she would sleep with Brian, but she just keeps rejecting him anyways. Also, you're gonna eat a banana before bed? Not that I'm complaining.
Does it have to be serious? Couldn't it just be a little... You know.
Are you crazy?
The girls hear something, but it's a false alarm. It's Brian, so they go to sleep. They didn't lock the car door, so one of the mechanics get in there and they just drive off, take him back to the mechanic shop. They're being kidnapped, even though they batted at him and didn't really stop him. Heather does manage to escape, but one of the alien doctors finds her, and I guess she just squats in that house, and Fred just chokes her unconscious.
Thank you, please call the police. Please.
I'll definitely call the police. I'll telephone them right away. Come on in.
Cora, one of the alien nurses, is driving back, and she ends up picking up Brian as a hitchhiker. And then they all wake up in the mechanic's basement, tied up. Why didn't they take him to the hospital? And then the doctors are explaining stuff to Cora, which I think everybody should already know.
The donor must be young and in good health.
Why can't we use older people?
Because of the incidence of death. We need the strength of young people to survive the pheresis extraction process.
Fred and Kirk, the gas station attendants, are discussing their future. Both involve naked ladies. And then Nancy back at the hospital is working on her escape. It's an odd choice, but I see what you're going for with those glass bottles in that pillowcase. Kirk goes to be creepy with a tied-up Connie. She manages to hit him and grab a drill, and he trips on his established untied shoelaces. Nice consistency here, and she drills him, but not well. Kirk gets up and he drills her in front of her friends. Not gonna get paid for that one. Then he gets up and he teases Brian with drilling him with it. That's some good suspense. Nancy finds a dead Ron, and she ugly cries, but then she jumps in the back of one of the trucks, which I don't understand why he would be there now. But whatever. He drives back to the gas station. She escapes there. And Brian's a brave man.
You filthy bastard.
One more word out of you, no?
You'd better kill me, mister. Because if I ever get loose, you're dead.
Kirk goes to be rapey with Heather now, because, he already killed the other one, but she manages to partially escape and lower her car onto him, and she ties his shoelaces together so he can't escape it. Heather then runs off asking for help to Fred's truck, and he gets out, but Nancy actually tries to help her out and attacks him and then runs off. Never take advantage of the situation, girls. Just run off after you hit somebody. And they both get a hold of this axe at one time and try to hit each other. The alien craft lands and Dr. Zarma and Dr. Kozmar find Cora dead with green blood. I really thought Nancy had some good final girl material in her, but Fred chops her up really good. And then he goes to kill Heather, but then Brian escapes and saves her, and then the UFOs, when he's trying to kill Brian, shoot him. Then Brian helps Heather in the Fred's truck and steals it. I mean, if the aliens had actually lasered all three of them, then there'd be no witnesses. I guess they just didn't care. Whatever. The end. Carrie Emerson, who played Nancy, went on to be in Chopping Mall, but stopped acting in '89. Neville Brand, who played Kurt, well, this was his last movie, but he had 140 acting credits, so he'd been around. Aldo Ray, who played Fred, had 114 acting credits, but he continued to act in '91. John Carradine, well, we'll see you again in Ice Pirates. Julie Newmar, well, we'll see her sooner in Oblivion 1 and 2, and her last work was in 2017. Bridget Hallman did 2 more movies before calling it quits, and David Hawke and G.T. Taylor, this was their only thing.
It gives your skin that soft, seductive glow.
The only thing is we have to spread it all over your body.
And we have to mix it with sand to get the utmost effect.
Well, guys, let's get started.
In the end, this movie could have been done a lot better. I mean, you would jump to the aliens and they would be in their hospital and they'd be like, we need to do this and this. You were sent to the Earth to do this. Everybody should know this. So, like, why do we keep having these conversations about the same bloody thing? And then you jump to the mechanic shop and they're all like, yeah, we're kidnapping teenagers for these aliens every summer and they're going to pay us good and we'll retire in some beautiful tropical place with a lot of naked ladies. And then you go to the kids and they just want to have fun. They just want to enjoy their summer vacation. So, I mean, the aliens really aren't helping with that. It definitely had a low budget. I mean, the action scenes and the chase scenes pretty much all took place in the same place and they would just circle right back around to the exact same areas. So, yeah, that was a problem. So if you happen to come across this, I mean, you're not going to hate yourself for watching it, but you're not going to love yourself either. Well, as always, thanks for watching.